So there we are, lots of different options for when it comes to running a business in Turkey. I want to talk about just a couple of other things though. Business is great, but the business won't go anywhere without employees. Mm-hmm. So what is Turkey like as a place to employ people?
Employment rules, I think it's more or less same in the other countries, are always created for the benefit of the employee. So which means
of the employee.
Yeah. In case of a dispute, the employees are protected by our system, legal system. On the other hand, I think comparison of the other countries, the expenses of an employee should be really maybe discussed. Because we have the social security system, you need to make a contribution for each employee for a certain percentage.
And it's 37% of their salary. I mean, this is a bit frightening to those of us who live elsewhere.
Yes, this is very expensive for the employer, and this is one of the really headaches that we are hearing from the employers. And also we have this system of severance payment, which is a little bit unusual for some of the other countries, because after a certain period of time, which is 1 year, for each year, when you terminate the agreement of the employee, they will have the right to receive a compensation, severance compensation, just for the period that they worked. And it might be substantial if you are employing people more than 5, 6, 10 years, because the amount is then quite effective.
So it's on a scale depending on how long they've been
exactly.
there, so you will get more.
Exactly.
Now we do have again a separate video about employment law, so we perhaps deal with that there. So employees are an issue, and if you're going to be doing business in Turkey, you do need to think very carefully, don't you, about the type of people you're going to employ, how you're going to control them, and the types of contract that they're going to be offered.
Yeah, about the contractual terms, you need to be really careful about that, because those contractual are basically the most important evidence of the relation between the employee and the employer. And also you need to follow up lots of paperwork properly, because you will be investigated by the Ministry of Employment on and off if there's a complaint or not. So you have to have a proper HR documentation in place. And also you have to comply with the rules of the health and safety.
And this is whether you're a big company or a small company. It doesn't make any difference at all. You've got to have all of this stuff in place.
Yeah.
Now, what about management? Have you found problems of foreign companies coming here, setting up a Turkish operation, wanting to impose their American style of management on it and really struggling to do that? Or have you found that they've been able to meet somewhere in the middle?
We are a bit struggling actually. I am representing many non-national operations here in Turkey, the Americans or some European managements from the Far East as well. So yes, I think the most questions and the discussions that we are having with those type of clients are they don't understand the system that they have a contract, but they also have the judge and the courts, because they would expect whatever is written in the contract, they're expecting it's going to happen straight away. But as we're a continental law, we have a court system, and our judge has the right to interpret the matter, which means even you put something into your contract of employment, if the judge thinks that it is not in the benefit of the employee, and if it's not according to the rules stated in the Code of Employment, it's not going to be applied.
Yes.
So they are a little bit having difficulty to understand why the courts are interfering too much to the relations between an employer and the employer.
So if you're thinking of doing business in Turkey, do you send a manager from your own country, or do you find a manager in Turkey?
I have seen both.
Which works better?
I think from your country maybe like works better, because you will have the supporting assistants and the co-managers from Turkey. But if you want to keep your standards like ongoing, I think you should have your own employee from your like own country, because the standards may differ.
To be the quality checker.
Quality checker, exactly.
Yes. But then to work very closely with, for example, your deputy manager who understands Turkey.
Exactly, especially the financial directors. Yes. I think has to be Turkish, because you need to understand the tax world, and you cannot really adopt yourself within a couple of months' time. You have to spend rest of all your experience here in Turkey to give an accurate advice. But like operation managers, I think they could be from abroad.
Yes.
But your like a legal advisor has to be Turkish.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I think that's really about all I wanted to cover in this session about running a business in Turkey. We do have other videos about various aspects of business life, and I encourage people to view those. Mm-hmm. But thank you, Başak, for taking part.
Thank you, John.
I hope you found that useful and interesting. If you have, please do look at the other videos we've recorded on the subject of business in Turkey, and also some of the general ones about taxation, about contracts, about disputes, and so on. If you have liked the video, please say so by liking it or by following the channel. Do remember that Başak has also written with us a book called How Things Really Work in Turkey, and that's available for purchase through the website www.Guides.Global. We look forward to seeing you again soon. Goodbye. How long was that?